Hi, if you'd like to come on in for some symbolic support for this divination dose today, we're going to grab some scrolls, add tarot and oracle, and as well we've got the spirit box here kicking. If you'd like to take a moment to close the eyes, take a deep breath, relaxing and releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support, always heeding from the aura of all. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. For all those who like, share, and subscribe, and those who donate and support, like, you warm my heart. You warm my heart. All right. I'm going to dig in here. Let's see what the aura of all is in this fine day. I'm shaking hands. Do you feel like you're shaking hands with guides, guardians, maybe friends? I see like people coming together each in their power. You, this other person, could be, again, personal, professional, but I feel it's more friendly. Yeah, I'm feeling friendly. And they're each in their personal power. That's not about being perfect.
Pisces.
Yes, I'm on the Pisces scroll. There it is, there. We are there. I'm also seeing, somebody might have like a little bit of a headache, or like the thought of like making friends as an adult or connecting with people feels awkward, and you're just like, oh. But there's something, like, I don't mean to be creepy about it, but it's kind of like Coven-y is how it feels. But it's almost like just, finding a crew, your true and blues type thing. It's not about seeing the same way or doing the same way. Sorry, I have ink and paint all over me. Okay, so it's about people adding your people, one to a select few, that add to a cauldron, because I'm seeing this as cauldron. Okay, and as everyone's like brewing in their own,
How did I die?
in their ownness, own oneness. I'm not sure, love. It's in the 7 in water. Like, that's how it's making me feel. And it's bringing me right into space and void. This mirror, I'm actually seeing it like a brick of gold. So there might be some sort of alchemy that you'll be able to achieve with another through conversation, through friendship. It's like they have other pieces. Maybe it's just the way they say it. Maybe it's the way they do it. Maybe they just have a different explanation of something similar, because it's not about being the same. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not about being the same. But this is your crew. This is your crew. I'm seeing lions come out of the bushes. Interesting. So I feel like I'm in a labyrinth of sorts, but it's all greenery. It's all bushes. And I dare say you guys might not live close together, or it could be far away through the internet. It's an empty void in the space between. Like, the pathway is, for simplicity's sake, empty, but the bushes on the side, the greenery, the land, the earth, the foliage, that each person and people,
Pisces.
Yeah, it's like you come out and you're like, oh, from the empty pathway of the sides, you can each like pop in and go, hi, how are you? There's something awkward, like an awkwardness to get over.
Please go.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over here, and I'm in like this fire and water oracle scroll. Again, it's like working with different elements. Somebody might see one way, and the other might create this way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in conversations or in this connection, it can help you both grow in your own respects, but with inspiration from each other. what is this down here? I'm seeing an exclamation. No, what is it? It's like an italic eye. They're small eyes. Okay, so the ego of each is intact, healthy.
Please go.
It's healthy. If somebody's ego is triggered, it's almost like the small eye becomes a big eye. And then you're like, okay, maybe this isn't a great fit. So there's even some alchemy in finding friends and your crew and your coven type thing. Because there's something that I feel like you're doing, considering, creating in your mind. And though you want to go at it alone, there's it's bringing me into okay, where am I? I don't even think I know where I am, but I'm in a room. And the magic of what's kind of coming through is, okay, great minds come together. I don't know if it's once a month, once a year, whatever the case may be, or there's smaller groups that meet maybe once a month, more maybe one-on-one is once a week, and then quarterly, annually, whatever the case may be, all these small groups come together, and it's like I can see great minds exchanging and networking with each other. Yeah. Writers, but I'm seeing it like old time, like we're like Albert Einstein, and it is in like an old castle. Thank you. And it brings me in here. It's fantastic. It's not, okay, it's inspired by what people may know very surface topically, societal presence as like Masonic lodges, like where it's this networking thing. Okay, and I'm not dismissing that. This feels even, how do I say this? Excuse me. I don't want to say more secretive, but it's just not spoken of. It's like you're only invited by an invite for one reason or another. Or if you've stood out, these small, it's like there's one-on-ones, there's groups like of 3 to 5 or 3 to 6, and then there's more. Do you know what I'm saying? And they gather very quietly. But it's alchemizing. You don't have to do it alone because everyone brings something. So it's almost like they're doing the work for you. Like everyone is an aspect. So if someone's really good at math, but you're really good at this, their math helps your this, and your this helps their that. And then together you actually could possibly create a new particle of possibility simply by willing to have the conversation with the ego being a small I. There's nothing wrong with the ego. We need it to survive. It has its place. Ego and essence. Thank you. Ego and essence. It serves. I'm seeing a mustache. Could be, and I'm actually seeing very femme eyes. So what the earthly expressions are not my concern. It's about good old fashioned like hermetic principles. Yes, okay. So I'm coming over here. I'm coming into the other thing of water. Okay, and remember when I was in the void and I was seeing it like earthly labyrinth? The Scorpio scroll, and I'll come to the artistry in a moment.
Asylum.
Because it's kind of giving me mad scientist vibes. But again, there's people meeting. It brings me back over here. Now I see it as a swimming pool. I'm seeing it as a swimming pool. Thank you. Interesting. So it's like there's a sacred pool. I thought I was going to say sacred pool. I would have like, oh. Okay, so I'm seeing like steampunk eyes, and there's these two people talking again. These do feel more feminine. They're different shapes, triangles and circles. These guys are like on bicycles, but they look Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester from the Addams Family. There's this playfulness in force with Mars being behind it. You don't force it. You just play. That's the wisdom of it. There's something else that was like right there. And you know how I'm seeing it as well is now like two unicyclists come together and create more stability. Slow and steady. Sorry, talisman and slow and steady have come together. It's almost like between you and your friend, partner, your confidant, let's say, and then to this crew of like 3 to 6, to your crew or coven, to a bigger crock pot or cauldron of connections. There might be like a symbol so you don't have to say anything. And I'm seeing it somehow like on social media, if you guys are cultivating this in some way, shape, or form, but it's almost like some sort of talisman or sigil or could be like an orb of egregor that communicates to each and tells you where to go, like where you'll be meeting, whether it's on Zoom or in a physical place, this, that, or the other. Whew, okay. Slow and steady, bone collector, and heal the ouch. So along the way, it feels like this. There's that working to. Will it come through with the lighting? Sorry, one day I'll figure it out. It's like you're going to be working together to heal your ouchies along the way. The bumps. The bumps and bruises of being mad scientists, of being creators, conscious creators, curious creators, and also very, very human. It's almost like healing the ouchies from an earthly standpoint is kind of like a byproduct of this bone collecting. Spark really wanted to come through. You're going to be able to collect different things from different people. Does she come through the bone collector? Like, it's fantastic. Sharing wisdoms. I feel like, yes, intentional on the bottom with spark. The spark is to step forward to people, start a conversation, and not to assume their role in the potentiality of pursuing prominent people, particular people. Just even be willing, if somebody stands out for one reason or another, step forward. Hi, how are you? Like to chat, start a conversation. It's kind of like dating. Maybe it is dating oriented, but this feels more crew and coven-y. Okay. All right. I'm going to get ready to close out here. Wizard of Awareness came through. If there's anything like you're contemplating, Castle. Like, yeah, there's more spirals, slow and steady, and spirals. It's like if you move consciously towards certain people that you're curious about, have a conversation, introduce yourself. I just heard, introduce yourself, have a conversation. It's like 1 turns into 3. It triples. But if you find it doesn't, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I was just, curious about something else, or you've actually outgrown what you're like, oh, okay, I know why I resonated with that, and I stepped forward, and vice versa, not always waiting for someone else to step forward. But you might be like, oh, I've been down that path before, and if you're like, oh, I stepped forward, now I'm going to pull back a little bit, because you can see, I'm not trying to be nasty about it, but you're like, I've been there before. Okay, so that's really kind, because you may understand that you'll be sharing education.
Asylum.
Where you're stuck in the mud, where it feels a little rough. Like you can resonate with it, but you don't want to embody it. But you're like, oh, okay, I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. But you can still see the magic. Heal, the ouch comes in. But it's not doing it for them. It's simply exchanging inspirations and encouraging each other that it's worth it.
How did I die?
I don't know, love. How did you die? Can you share how you died? All right, I'm getting ready to close out here on this wonderful daily divination dose. So thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully you found a friend, or you're, looking at people for your confidant, your crew members, your coven, whatever the case may be. There we go. Thank you to all those who like, share, and subscribe as well. Okay, on the bottom we have scales. So there is all about that balance, that base. It's all about that base. We have cat and coins, luck, money, jealousy, gossip. And unseen is moose, acceptance, and eccentric. So I do feel like that's... You might have had, in regards to friendships before, or creating circles with people, spirals of circles of creation, realizing not everyone stays in your life for a reason, and you know that. So they've been released for one reason or another, and that's, you've outgrown them. You've outgrown them. And vice versa, they may have outgrown you, and that's okay. The acceptance with grace that there may be an evolution of eccentricities, and so you're looking for new frequencies to be friends with. But I do feel like, and I know I'm repeating myself, but it happens, and that's okay. It's like there's a 1 to 1, and then 1 to 3 to 6, and then maybe 6 to 12. It feels like there is layers to this connection.
How did I die?
Connection. You might have some jealousy and gossip around you as you're formulating new circles, but you have luck on your side. And look, there's that cauldron of money. Maybe it's something that will help you elevate what you do to receive money, like to open the doors. If you're feeling stuck, just being amongst them, it'll help you remember the flow. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's fine. The flow of reciprocity does exist between people who are conscious, curious, creative, intelligent, intuitive, imaginative. They encompass the 3 spirals: esoteric, exoteric, introteric, whatever the in-between one is. Extrovert, introvert, and the middle one. I can't remember what it's called for whatever reason. Apply the trifecta. It's exciting. I'm going to leave it with, it's exciting. And I look forward to seeing you for the next divination dose. Until then.